All right, we need to understand more about God's thinking with abundance and prosperity. Section 104, we get a little better understanding with this as we go down. Um, it talks about the just and the unjust. There's a lot of unjust stuff going on in the buffetings of Satan for sure, and the wickedness of people and stewardships. How we should really be accountable for our stewardships. And we have not learned to be accountable like we need to be. And over earthly blessings which I have made and prepared for my creatures. For it is expedient that I, the Lord, should make every man accountable as a steward over earthly blessings. Now think about that. How could we be better stewards? What do we need to change that we're not currently changing that we can become better stewards? My purpose is to provide for my saints, for all things are mine. Principle number one is that all things are the Lord's, and He will have an accountability of how we use the blessings He provided. But it must be done in mine own way. Behold, this is the way that I, the Lord, have decreed to provide for my saints, that the poor shall be exalted, and that the rich made low. Think about that. The poor shall be exalted. And we talk about Moses 7:18, where the poor have been are no more. For the earth is full and there's enough and to spare. This idea of scarcity is foolishness and wickedness and the abuse of powerful people to control the majority of mankind and make them their servants is wickedness. They need to be the poor need to be exalted and the rich need to be made low. Now this is the God of the universe speaking. I prepared all things and given unto the children of men to be agents, their choices. We have chosen, too many of us chosen to be servants, to be employees of the systems that keep us enslaved. We need to choose to be agents, good stewards, and get rid of these bonds and shackles that bind us. If any man shall take of the abundance which I have made, and import not his portion according to the law of my gospel, unto the poor and the needy, he shall with the wicked lift up his eyes in hell, being in torment. Some pretty severe words from God. And it talks more about stewardship. It talks about how we'll multiply our blessings as much as we may be humble before Him. So, as we're humble and diligent, the Lord will multiply our blessings. Okay. And it talks more about stewardship and how to be a faithful steward and how to multiply blessings upon them. And it's the beginning of the stewardship which I've appointed to them for their seed after them. So this is for generation upon generation. And we're talking about a multiplicity of blessings. As we are more and more faithful, I will multiply their blessings upon them and their seed after them, even a multiplicity of blessings. Does it sound like there's any shortage of blessings? No, no. That's just our foolishness. And it's the beginning of our stewardship. About other individuals. And we go on. Talks about organize ourselves better. And other things. Talks about his house and the stewardship in his house. Talks about preparing the people. A time will come and dwell with him, nigh on hand. The time will come when Christ will dwell with us. And these bonds, these change which binds us, which this evil which exists to control mankind will be done away with. All money shall receive from your stewardship by improving the properties which I have appointed unto you, in your houses, in your lands, in cattle, all things, save it be the holy and sacred writings. But we're supposed to improve our stewardship in all things. And we're supposed to tithe and do fast offerings. and learn how to serve so we're not unwise servants. Found a transgressor, and until he be found a transgressor, he manifests before the council. So we're supposed to do things in councils, through priesthood councils, through wise stewardship, through fellowship, through service, through sacrifice. So we have a treasure over these wells, and group councils. We need to learn how to use the priesthood. We need to be more humble, more faithful. We need to be more prayerful. We need to deliver people out of their bondage. Again, we need to deliver people out of their bondage. Okay? This is what a wise steward, a righteous steward would do. He would relieve people and get people out of their bondage. Given to you a prophecy should be delivered from out of your bondage. How are we delivered? I will give you the victory. How do we get the victory? How are we humble and faithful? How do we receive the revelation to switch these systems and turn them around and get out of our bondage of these systems? That is the question.